How to stay consistent when you're planning a wedding and working full-time. Hi, welcome back to Bridepod. I'm Sam, your coach for all things fitness, mindset, and helping brides look and feel incredible for their wedding without burning out. Today's episode is for every bride who's said something like, I want to get fit for my wedding, but honestly, I just don't have the time. Now, between work, wedding planning, social events, and trying to have an actual life, it's easy to feel like fitness is the first thing that slips and it's the first thing to go. But consistency isn't about having more time. It's about having the right structure, mindset, and managing priorities. So today I'll walk you through exactly how to stay consistent even when your schedule feels chaotic. The first thing I want you to say is this. You're not failing because you're lazy or unmotivated. You're failing because you're overloaded. Most brides I work with are ambitious women. They've got careers, social lives, partners, and now an entire wedding to plan on top of that. It gets pretty hectic. And when you're juggling that much, it's not that you can't find time, it's that your energy and mental bandwidth are already stretched. And when you're tired and overwhelmed, the limbic system in your brain will always pick the easiest option. Skip the gym, order a takeaway, scroll on your phone, and it'll ignore the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain that's logical, plans long-term, and says to you, I should go to the gym. So the real fix isn't about forcing more discipline. It's about designing your fitness habits to fit around the chaos, not fight against it. So shrink the goal. The biggest consistency killer is thinking every workout has to be perfect. It doesn't. You don't need 90 minutes in the gym. You need momentum. So here's what I tell my clients. If you can't do the full session, do the minimum effective dose. If you can't train for an hour, cool. Think about the 5-set rule. When you go, even when you don't feel like it, do the first 5 sets of your workout. After that, you're likely going to think, well, I'm here now, so I may as well finish. And if you don't and still want to go home, cool. Well, you just did 5 sets of something and you stuck to an exercise habit. Well done. If you can't cook a full meal, cool. Order a high protein option. It'll keep you full for longer, get rid of the guesswork for you, and burn more calories while digesting. If you can't track your calories, cool. Work on prioritizing whole foods and focus on hitting your steps and walking more. Every small action keeps the habit alive because consistency isn't about doing everything. It's about never doing nothing. If one person throws a dart at the dartboard every day, they might not hit the bullseye every day. Their aim might be off, but they're more likely to accumulate more wins than the person who throws a dart at the dartboard twice a week. When you start to think in minimums instead of all or nothing, you stop breaking your streak every time life gets busy, you make your bare minimums your non-negotiables, and you build from there. Now, if you looked at my clients' check-ins, you would notice one thing. They didn't just hope to train, they schedule it. Here's a simple system you can use. Pick your anchor days, and that's when you choose 2 to 3 days that are non-negotiable workout days. Treat them like meetings with yourself for a doctor's appointment, because that's what they are. They are ongoing doctor's appointment with yourself that will benefit your health in the long run more. And it probably means you'll have less doctor's appointments in the future. Batch your decisions. So you plan your lunches, book your workouts, and block them into your calendar before the week starts. That one small action removes decision fatigue midweek. And know your defaults. We often revert to our defaults when stress piles up. We know our go-to meals when we want something quick and easy. We know our routines when things are getting overwhelming. So learn to improve your defaults when things are getting busy and overwhelming. Know exactly what meals that you're going to cook that are quick, convenient, and in alignment with your goals. Structure creates freedom. And when you plan your week like a coach, not a perfectionist, you'll suddenly find consistency gets a lot easier. Now, most brides define success as being perfect all week, but if that's your definition, you're going to fail 90% of the time. Real success is showing up at 60-70% even when life gets messy. Because here's the thing, your results don't come from perfect weeks. They come from never quitting after an imperfect one. So instead of asking, did I stick to my plan perfectly? Ask, did I make choices today that moved me in the right direction? And at the end of the week, rather than hit the F it button, hit the reset button instead and give it another go. That's how you stay consistent for months, not just a few days at a time. All right, so if you're a busy bride listening to this right now, here's what I want you to do this week. Pick 2 to 3 anchor workout days and block them in your calendar like meetings. And decide what your bare minimums are. What's your bare minimum for movement, meals, and hydration when things get hectic? And reflect every Sunday. Ask yourself, what worked this week and what tripped me up? Then adjust, not quit. If you do these 3 things, you'll be 10 times more consistent than 90% of people. If today's episode resonated with you and you're realizing that you've been caught up in that all or nothing cycle, send me a message at Instagram on Bridebods and tell me which of these 3 lessons hit the hardest for you. And if you're ready to stop guessing and finally build a plan that fits your life, check out my 90-day Bridebods case study program. It's where we take these exact lessons and turn them into your day-to-day strategy. Remember, this journey isn't about doing it perfectly. It's about doing it long enough to change who you are. You're not just training for your wedding day, you're training for a lifestyle to maintain long after that. I'll see you in the next episode. And remember, you don't need more time. You need better structure. And when you do that, consistency becomes automatic.